All right, ladies and gentlemen, so as the screen loads up, I can say for sure that the qualifying session is going to be a wet one. Oh, and we've got a disqualification. We've got a disqualification for Hussein. We are waiting for Stephen to set his one and only. Well, if he can make it through, he's got 18 seconds to make his trip across the line. Will he make it? I doubt he will. So this will be his only flying lap of the session. As he comes down, pedal hard down to the straight line. And he puts himself in third place. So we have, with the end of the qualifying happening, Gary in pole, provisional pole at the moment. We will stay on board here with Gary as he does his final qualifying lap. Can he improve on his time? I mean, he has set a time of 1:34.5. Interesting times here for the first qualifying session of the Talk of the Devil Season 2. Gary coming around the last corner, looking quite fast. What does he do as he comes across the line? He does a 1:33.565. Oh my word. Well done, Gary Braddon. What have we... Oh, that is setting the pace. Really setting the pace there. 1:33.5 on the inters. Oh my word. What an impressive time there by Gary. That is putting Callum 1.4 seconds behind him. Oh, and we have contact. That has definitely put Callum. Oh no, the contact between the Red Bull and the Mercedes of Callum. That has definitely put Kieran out of Q3. So if the teams can get his car sorted, he will probably start in 5th. It could also push him down into the last place. Gary Braddon sitting in pole position with a 1:33.5 in the wet conditions. Let's run down the starting order of this qualifying session. Gary Braddon with a 1:33.5, Callum with a 1:35.0. So Ferrari, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren, Toro Rosso, Williams, Racing Point, rounding up the top 10 respectively. Ladies and gentlemen, what an interesting qualifying session we just had. That gap being 0.4, the sweeping left and right of 11 and 12. DRS active for both the Haas and the Alpha. They won't take a look at they will just creep up to one another. No passing stages at yet. But as we see Hussein right on the back of the Toro Rosso, it's going to be a fight down the main straight. DRS active for Hussein, DRS active for the Haas. As they slipstream one another, we've got Gareth coming down. Once again trying his luck. Oh, and there's contact. The Haas of Gareth spinning right around. Winter Willem pitting in there. He is now on the medium tire. Oh, and we have Matt Dixon having a spin, really costing him having a bad race there for Matt Dixon. Luckily stays out of the way of the cars lapping him. He's going to definitely have to go in for a new wing, and that'll force him to have to change tires, and he's dropping down the order as Gary comes around the last corner for the last time. Gary, ladies and gentlemen, Gary Braddon wins Australia round 1 of the Talk of the Devil League Season 2. Well done to Gary Braddon. He's taken first position. Then we've got Callum, we've got Stephen coming around to do his last lap. He's also on the soft tire. I think he will be pushing for that fastest lap, which his teammate Callum has got at the moment with a 1:22.8. He comes around the penultimate corner, around the last corner. He pushes it down, DRS at hot lap, and he comes across the line. And what does he do? He takes the fastest lap with a 1:22.5. Oh my greatness. What a lap by Stephen. We're also here on board now with his teammate Callum, the reigning world champion. Looked a little bit scruffy there on that second last corner, but he comes down on the line. What does he pull out? And he takes a 1:21, a 1:22.1. Oh my word. Callum in the 1:22.1 mark to take fastest lap of the race.
Michael Booker not quite being able to improve on his lap time. And he spins it! He spun it out of turn 1, and that means his lap's ruined, and he's going to be out of qualifying. Indeed it is, and as it stands, it is Matt Dixon, who was a commentator for season 1. Then you've got Luke, Chris, Kyle and Gareth. So you've got the 2 Renaults and the 2 McLarens alongside the remaining Haas in that bottom 5 at the moment.
Quite interesting. I see the top 7 have all gone for the medium tire, and we've got from 8th to 11th all on soft. Not putting in good times there with those soft tires.
Yeah, one of those drivers being Matt Dixon, who has, it looks like he's run out of fuel on his lap. That is not what he would have wanted. It's going to be touch and go if he can get out for another lap, but it doesn't look likely. Kyle's coming out for another lap. He's looking to try and avoid being eliminated. Mike, that's a great lap from him, a 1:28.5. He's got time for one more. But, oh my goodness me! Gary's just responded with a 1:27.7.
Oh, that is an amazing time.
And crucially, Stephen isn't out on track. How crucial is that for Gary?
Oh, but now he has come to play with it. It's a long run down to that first corner. So
Mike decided to retire from the session. He's happy with his lap time. So with Willem's grid penalty taken into account, as it stands, he will start from 14th on the grid. Stephen, Kieran and Devon not going to be able to improve on their lap times, as there's not enough time for them to come out and start a lap. One of the Ferraris going wide. That looks, I believe that was Gary. Might be wrong on that one. Dean's a second slower than his best time. It doesn't look like he's going to improve. We'll see what time he gets. Yes, indeed, he does come into the pits. Oh, but hold up, we've got Panagiotis. He's a couple of tenths up on his lap time. He could end up with an all-Ferrari front row. Who was it that got pole position in this in Australia last time out, Ivan?
It was Gary Redden.
A second pole position in a row on the cards. And
it was,
even better, we could end up with...
Yeah, it was Gary Redden.
It
was Stephen and Callum, top 3.
We could end up with an all-Ferrari front row here. Panagiotis goes third. He doesn't get onto the front row, but it's third place for him. A great lap from him. So Gary Braden, second race in a row. It's 2 from 2 in qualifying. Can he make it 2 from 2 in the race? But nevertheless, it's 5 lights, and when they go out, it will be race time in Bahrain. Gary off to a good start, but Stephen is right alongside him. I think he may have just taken the lead. Indeed he has. Stephen's taken the lead, but who's that coming through in turn 1? That's one of the Red Bulls. It's Kieran, and oh my word, he's gone off.
And there's a spin.
Kieran and Stephen plummeting down the order, right down to the back. That's one of the Alphas that's gone up as well. One of the Alphas, that's Devon. Devon's out of the race already. Oh my goodness me. All manner of drama and chaos happening already. What on earth just happened there? It looks like Kieran and Stephen got caught up in the first corner, and Devon got taken out on oh my goodness me, I don't even know. And oh, hang on, that looks like somebody else went off. Goodness me. The Ferrari's now. Behind Gary's got a great battle here between Dean and Panagiotis battling for second place. A great battle here, and it looks like Toro Rosso and Racing Point, they want a piece of the action as well. Unbelievable stuff here. I mean, Dean and Panagiotis, and Liz out of the race now.
People are dropping like flies.
My goodness me. Lee must have just put it into the wall.
Well, Kimi Räikkönen has definitely had quite a few battles in his F1 career.
Yeah, one of his highlight performances, without a doubt, was Japan 2005, one of my favourite races of all time. Räikkönen starting 17th after a ridiculous qualifying session, and then he only went on to win the race.
From 17th?
From 17th on the grid, yeah.
Amazing drive.
Indeed, but he jokingly said that he would he jokingly said that he'd more than likely get Räikkönen's typical response of just wah.
Oh, we have a Ferrari in the wall. Sorry to...
Yeah, that's Panagiotis. That is Panagiotis. He's struggling to get going. He's in the wall and he can't get moving again. He's plummeted down the order. He's out. He's been given the black flag for parking in a dangerous location. He couldn't get going. He's out of the race.
So that
unbelievable!
That is amazing. It's now 3 drivers out within this first 11 laps.
So we're just witnessing a battle between Willem and Dean for 5th place. Dean almost going into the back of Willem, got DRS. Willem not putting up too much of a fight, but he manages to maintain 5th place for now. Dean trying to go around the outside. Not for happening. He's going to try. He's going to try again down the back straight. He's going to be he's pretty close. Got a good slipstream. He's got to make the move. He doesn't quite get it. He was on the outside. He was on the inside of the wall. All but certainly got the place. But now he's definitely going to get it. There's the DRS. Wide open. And Dean getting past with ease. As a consequence of that, Willem is going to have the DRS. Heading down to turn 4. Is Willem going to get the place back? Not on this occasion. Jorge getting past Matt Dixon meanwhile. Now I believe the drag strip is turn 16, I believe.
Yes, yes, that is why you saw Hulkenberg, Seitz, Leclerc, Hamilton, all end up going onto that drag strip. And in the wet, it's you might as well call it ice with these Formula 1 cars. There's no grip.
Indeed.
And that's essentially what cost Leclerc his race, because as soon as he got onto the drag strip, the car was going one way and that was straight into the barrier.
And safe to say on the team radio afterwards, he was not happy.
Definitely not.
And oh, hang on, we've had what's happened? We've had.
Oh,
I believe Chris is out of the race because I just saw Jamie and Dean. Right, here we go.
First spot is a DNF.
And yeah, that's Chris. Chris is out of the race as well. I don't see any debris on the track, but I believe he must have put it. He must have had. He must have had technical issues.
What is that?
Either that, or he just went into the wall.
Well, it must have been. It's round about corner 10. Well, it is at corner 10.
Yeah. Okay. It's that back straight of turn 10 heading towards turn 11.
And there is a really good battle going on between Matt and Luke.
Luke
at the moment.
Last point position.
Yep. And they both run wide. Matt's gone wide. He's going to go into the
and Luke takes the place.
and he
my
just
goodness
misses
me! And he almost takes a racing point with him.
Oh my word! Talk about unsafe re-entry into the track.
Yeah, Sebastian Vettel got penalised for that in Canada earlier this season. Yeah, Gary just came into the pits. He's onto the mediums. It looks like he'll be going to the end of the race on those if he can manage his times well enough, because again, the lifespan of the mediums is between 20 and 30 laps. So based on that, he could go to the end of the race on them. Stephen is 21 seconds ahead.
That is a pit stop. He's got a pit stop in hand, so if he should pit now, Gary, it's going to be a tough one.
Well, Stephen's turned it down slightly, because he'll be coming into the pits. He's no doubt going to come into the pits. Indeed he does.
Yes, he responds.
Race leader into the pits. Question is he going to be fast enough to be able to maintain the race lead?
That was quite a slow pit stop, just under 2.9 seconds.
Where is Gary? He's coming down the main straight. This is going to be close.
Oh, Gary comes through.
And Gary just gets
corner.
ahead. Gary just gets ahead.
Now it's going to be a fight towards the end.
Now that could be crucial for Gary. It'll be a case of, Stephen, if you want this race win, you are going to have to fight for it.
Comes over.
Oh, he's got another fastest lap. He's right alongside him. Gary's going to try and have a lunge out up to turn 1. They lap Sheeran. Gary's got the DRS. It's going to be so much quicker. He's got the racing line. Is he going to... Oh, and they almost touch!
Oh, and
they do touch! Gary spins!
Oh my word, that's a picture perfect reaction to what happened in the real life.
What a game changer that is!
That is
what a game changer!
The Ferrari spinning like Vettel did with Hamilton in the beginning of the year.
Oh my goodness me. How crucial is that going to be for Stephen?
Mike running
there
wide,
we go.
Gary taking that comfortable.
Takes it with ease. Now it's a tall order at this point. There's 7 laps to go. You're looking at just over 3 seconds a lap for Gary to hunt Stephen down. And like I say, it's a tall order at this point unless Stephen makes a huge mistake. I really don't see it.
I've got a high shot of the track at the moment, and watching Gary Braden coming into corner 9 and 10. Stephen was coming around 11 into 12, so that's quite a big distance to cover in 6 laps.
That will have lost him a fair bit of time. It's almost up to a second now. But he's closed the gap back up without much difficulty. And Stephen with another fastest lap on the mediums.
Where's he pulling the space out?
Now that you mention it, how is that even happening on the mediums as well, no less?
It's actually a second up on Gary's time. It's over a second up.
You're not joking. Where on earth is Paul? That from is beyond me. Mike, meanwhile, he's going to try and go for the second place. And is he going to make it stick?
Oh, so close to touching.
Oh, this is
Gary going wide.
Brilliant. Gary goes wide. Mike takes second place. That is certainly going to make it a very memorable day.
And Gary getting down the back straights.
But we've still got the back straight to worry about.
He's in the DRS zone.
Indeed.
Oh, and he comes.
Well, that. It's going to be close, but Stephen Harrison's just crossed the line. He wins the Bahrain Grand Prix, but it's not over yet between these two.
There he goes wide.
And so does Mike. Mike goes wide again. One last lunge. It's not going to be enough. He's not going to get it. Gary keeps second place. And whoa! What was Mike doing?
What happened there?
I think he tried to do a bit of showboating, and he put it into the wall.
Right, then we go through to corner 9, running a little bit wide there, running on the curb for corner 10. Gives him a bit of a better pull off, or pull straight down the short straight here into corner 11. Nicely done. Now smooth around corner 12, and then running wide a little bit so you can come in towards the apex of corner 13. And Callum does a 1:31.426. That is an impressive time. And the Ferrari has split
nice.
and Gary Braden gets a bit of a toe there by his teammate down the back straight. Very smooth, clipping the apex nicely on corner 14. 15, you don't really worry about coming to corner 16, the last corner of the lap. Looking nice. DRS is open. What does Gary Braden do? And
Whoa!
Gary Braden comes across the line and does a 1:31.049. Wow, taking provisional pole. And that is essentially... Oh, excuse me.
That is pole. That is pole position.
That is pole position.
Dean
Very well
around
done by
the
Gary
hairpin now.
Braden.
Well, it's not
And
up
we
yet.
have-
Dean's coming around.
Dean in the Red Bull coming around the last corner.
And
DRS
he
is
won't
open.
make it.
And he does a 1:32.3. That puts him in 5th place. So he puts himself in 5th place. So, ladies and
think
gentlemen,
what
we
Dean's
have Kyle,
compromised
the
himself.
last of the runners. And Kyle pulls into the pit lane. So, ladies and gentlemen, so the end of Q3, you got Gary Braden with a 1:31.049. How impressive is that lap by Gary Braden? I mean, that's 3/10 faster than the reigning world champion at the moment.
Oh, this is not formation that bad. This is now key.
And
This is now key.
this
Get
is
your
go,
intermediate
go,
wrong.
go. And
Already
we've got
have-
some action happening there. We've got a Williams hitting the Red Bull. And we're taking a look down here at the top 3.
That's Winter.
We have the 2
That's
Ferraris challenging one another. So Gary Braden sitting in 1st. Callum coming with the Mercedes in 2nd place. We have the Ferrari behind him in 3rd. Kyle up to 4th place. We have the Alfa Romeo running in 5th place. Caesar in 6th. We've got Stephen down in 7th. He really didn't have a good start there by Stephen in the Mercedes-Benz. We have and we just as we're saying that, we've got Mike Handel running up into 8th place, and we've got a few switches there. We can see that Stephen is coming up the ranks there now in 6th place. Mike and the Williams down in 8th. We've got the 2nd McLaren running in 9th. The 2 Red Bulls, as you can see, running quite even there in 11th and 10th respectively. The 2 Renaults. Oh, and Gary Braden spins. Oh, there's a big pile up down there. Oh, my word.
Shit.
So that puts Gary Braden down into 4th place. That gives the reigning world champion in the McLaren, Callum in 1st, and we've got yellow flags in sector 3.
That's number
So we
that's,
have,
Zola. McLaren that went off.
Right, so ladies and gentlemen, as we're coming around the hairpin for the first time of this track, we have the Ferrari challenging the McLaren of Kyle. The Ferrari taking him in that hairpin. And we got Gary Braden, so the first lap done, and that is the fastest lap at the
There's an accident.
Oh,
Last
and we've
corner.
got an incident down in the first corner, or in the last corner. That is the McLaren and the force point racing point of Caesar. Oh, some interesting events happening on this first lap of round 3 of the Talk of the Devil League, being the first start of a wet race this season.
I must agree with you, Ivan. You know, one thing that is also key when you get into racing, and especially league racing, is time trial. You know, everyone concentrates on the dry time trials, trying to be the fastest, you know, between, you know, the global leaderboard and the French leaderboard. But the one aspect that everyone forgets about, or let me not say everyone, but the most of us forget about, and me included, is the wet time trials. You need to do those to get practice. And it just shows you today. I mean, if you look at the top cars today, you can see they've done some practicing. They've got some experience in the wet racing scenarios.
Yes, you can definitely see that that aspect coming into play. Gary right on the back of Callum once again.
He's
Looking
on the
on,
gearbox
coming down
side.
the inside. Coming down the inside. Oh, they nearly touch. Gary Braden taking it. He's definitely taking the first place, but he runs wide. Callum comes at him again. They're side by
He's
side
got
as
the
they come
exit.
to corner 15. He's got the run as they side by side again. Low, they just touch a little bit. Callum running wide. Gary Braden taking first place.
We've got
And
Callum
is
in.
not going to give that place up easy. Coming down into corner 1, going on the outside of corner 1 into corner 2. Gary Brandon's really kept that Ferrari wide. Cutting him nicely. Got the inside of corner 3. Very nice overtake there by Gary Braden. Now Callum needs to watch out for the sister Ferrari behind him. Sorry to interrupt you there, Willem.
No problem. Arvin, this is amazing drive from Gary Braden. On the Toro
We
Rosso.
will go down to that battle now.
And we've got 70s challenging for 16th year as well. So we've got 2 battles here on track at the moment, being second place and also the last 2.
Well, let's take a look here.
Battle for 16th, a battle for 12th, and a battle for 2nd.
We will go up to the battle for 12th. As we spectate here with Willem Brits. As you can see, he gets a nice toe down the straight there. Behind the Toro Rosso, pulls out. He's on the outside.
And
They're
he's
side by
taken
side
him.
coming into the hairpin.
Tight.
Oh, very tight. The Toro Rosso pushing Willem Brits off of the track there. And keeping that position as they come into the final corner. They're side by side. Oh, and Willem goes wide.
There's been a touch. It's just not going Willem Brits' way this evening.
It really isn't. And
Bad
that
start,
battle has petered
compromised the whole race, and he's such a good driver. So
We haven't
unfortunately.
really spoken much about the second McLaren driver, Zola. He is up into 11th. Having quite a decent race on his own there. Not really challenging for any positions. I mean, he's 44 seconds behind 10th. So if we have to look at the standings are on lap 36. We've got Gary Braden running in first in the Ferrari. We have the Mercedes-Benz of Steven now being challenged there by the Ferrari of Beard Boost.
Oh, that's close.
Not taking any chance. That is very close. So we have a Ferrari in first, both of them running very wide on that last corner. So we have Ferrari first, Mercedes second, Ferrari third, Mercedes fourth, McLaren in fifth, the Alpha, that Alpha up into sixth place. That's a really not bad. Yellow flags in sector 3.
Trying to go there now. Oh, we've got a car off. And that is a Williams.
Oh, and we have a Haas there into the barrier, losing a wing.
Oh, it's the Haas.
Which Haas would that have been? That is... I could be unmistaken. Yes, that was the Haas of Gareth. Who? No, Gareth has still got his wing. I can't seem to see which car that was. We'll have to get... no, and we've got Callum that is out. Callum that is out. That was a Mercedes-Benz. The reigning world champion is out. The first casualty of the wet race here of the Talk of the Devil season 2 round 3 Shanghai.
Shit.
And we've got the reigning world champion out on lap 36. And that'll give Gary a bit of a breather, but still running behind Stephen is Gary's teammate this evening.
We've got Gareth in the Haas, Jimmy, his teammate, and Gregor Telford in the Racing Point, they are still out on laps. They can still improve, but at the moment, Gary is a 10th and a half down, and it does. He's gonna need to find. He's going to need to find half a second. He's going to need to find 6/10 from the final sector.
Telford is out. Telford just crashed on the last corner to the main straight. Front wing completely off. That's his lap done. He will be eliminated from this session. Kenzie, sorry for interrupting you there, but wow.
No, it's fine. That's it. I just cut the camera to Gregor's car, and I just saw the front wing. Just tumbling down the track. Gregor will be livid. He would be so livid with that.
We just had a yellow 3, and I think that might be, yes, it is Matt Dixon in the Renault that lost the right front of his wing. So he will be pitting, and that will compromise his strategy because he wanted to go on the softs, it seems.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at it right now. Yeah, you can see the damage. You can see the damage as he's coming down the main straight.
He's still going for it.
That is a pretty good lap time of 1:42.1, despite the front wing damage.
I am shocked to bits. He still went on with the lap. That's determination right there, ladies and gentlemen.
This guy's bold. I'll give him that. I was gonna say something else, but I thought best not to.
What? This is amazing. This is what you want to see in these things. You want to see guys that.
Anthony Waddington, where did you pull that lap from? 1:39.8 in a Renault. Where did he pull that one from?
Nah, that came. Kenzie, I don't know what to say. And I said this just before we started with the race, and even with the first quali session, I said this is going to be a good one coming from China. Wow.
We've got Stephen coming down the main straight
Indeed.
now. 140.4 from. That's a good starting point. 39.2. Stephen's only a quarter of a second away from that 138.
We should be going into the 138 here, Kenzie. I can't see that we're gonna stay in the 139s. And I would love to see the Ferrari challenging the Mercedes on this track, especially with the long straight. But I suspect seeing quali 1, quali 2, that might not be the case here.
Indeed, and there have even been some concept shots of
2021.
2021. Yeah, I've seen the concept designs, and it looks incredible.
But it's a complete new design. It looks as if it might be the same car, but it's a new floor, it's a new rear wing. I actually seen it as well on the F1 app, and it's a complete new front wing. It's a complete new car. The side pods even.
I say the front wing is the main bit that stands out for me, because if you're looking at it from the side, it looks amazing.
Yeah, but you know what they say, Kenzie, concepts never come to life. We've rarely seen in the motor world where even your production cars, okay, there we go, Jabalu just hit the wall scraping it. I don't know if it got wind damage, but just to get back to the discussion, motorsport, passenger cars, all of those, coming out with ridiculous concepts and it never goes to life. But Formula One, it's a different ballgame. I think we might see something close to that.
And while that has been going on, we have had two laps that managed to get into the 138. You called it! You said we'd get 138 today, and we just got two! Panagiotis, 38.922. Stephen, 38.923.
A thousand of a second.
Could you get any closer?
That's, if you want to say the word photo finish, That's your photo finish, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we know for a fact that Callum's not going to get the pole position. Jabelu, he could end up throwing a spanner in the works, but he's not.
It's not up in his stance, and he scraped the wall on corner 3 also. So I don't want to be the
pits. He's coming into the pits, but Willem Brits and the Williams, meanwhile, he's a quarter of a second up on his fastest time. He could end up taking he could end up getting a couple of slots on the grid.
Quarter of a second, that will put him 1 place up.
He's almost half a second up on his best time. He could end up in the top 5 here.
Even in the top 4 even maybe. I think the spread might be longer on his time.
He is hammering it down the main straight. He eyes wide open. What's the clock? What's it gonna be? 39. He goes 7.
Wow.
39.986. That is a brilliant lap from him.
Eno Williams, Kenzie. Eno Williams.
That is very impressive. But Panagiotis has gone into the pits. Stephen is a long way behind. He's slowed down. Panagiotis on pole for the first time since Russia last season.
If I'm not mistaken, the top 10 will be going in softs, and I think the next 5 will be looking at a mixture of mediums and softs.
Regardless, nevertheless, it is race time here in Baku, and it's already Panagiotis. What on earth has happened to him? He's gone from first to last. What on earth happened there? A collision with Jimmy, I believe it was, and getting a time penalty for that collision. Panagiotis is all the way at the back, and Jorge with a time penalty as well. Advantage game by the looks of it. My goodness me.
Oh, we have contact. We have contact.
That's one of the McLarens. That's one of the McLarens. That's Michael Booker. Oh, goodness gracious me. Goodness gracious. What's going on?
Krusty and a Ferrari, guys. Oh my word.
That was the Haas of Jimmy and Michael Booker in the McLaren and Panagiotis. It has all fallen apart for Panagiotis. Absolute chaos at the start.
We called it, Kenzie. We called it. Corner 1, corner 3. That's where your action's going to be. And I'm looking at the cars going through castle section now. And how is this possible that we didn't have any action in castle section, being the iconic section in this track for incident?
He's made up a few places off the start. John Taylor made a few places. Well, Caesar made a few places. But Anthony Wallington, he is right on the back. And we've got a retirement. It is Michael Booker. Michael Booker's out of the race already. But Anthony Wallington, he is right on the back of the Mercedes drivers. This is going to be a great battle for the race lead. Stephen leads, Callum seconds, Wallington third, Carl fourth, Jabelu fifth, Caesar sixth, Taylor seventh, Kieran eighth, Willem ninth, and Max rounding up the top 10, battling with Ross for that last on main position. Gregor already in the pits, Panagiotis in the pits. Is Jimmy going to follow suit? No, he isn't. He's going to stay out on the track.
How did this happen so fast? I couldn't keep up with all the incidents and who hit who.
So both Williams with time penalties.
We just had a Ferrari nicking the wall. Mr. Wilson nicked, and
that was Jabelu.
He crashed again.
That's Jabelu. What on earth has happened there?
First collision in corner in Castle,
and he's out! He's out of the race! Jabelu is out of the race! Sorry to cut in there, Willem, but Jabelu is out of the race! He lost part of his front wing, and he's put it into the wall! And it doesn't look like we're going to be finished yet.
No.
grazing the wall there. Heading into the final sector. We've got Warrington right on the back of Callum. Callum will definitely want to make amends after what happened in China 7 days ago.
Wow. Here comes Callum. And Snake has just overtook Waddington.
Stephen taking second place back with ease. The drivers that have made the most places up off the start over these first few laps. Gareth from 18th up to 10th, and Lee from last up to 12th. And now we're back to a Mercedes 1-2. As much as I want to look at the other battles on the track, I can't keep my eyes off Anthony Waddington in third, still keeping on the back of the Mercedes drivers. The yellow flag set next to 2, that was Gareth. But, oh, hang on, it's Caesar, my mistake. Calls with Caesar, oh, has it? And he's trying to get back into position on the track. He has lost part of his front wing as a result. Oh, rotten bit of luck there for Caesar. He had a great start as well. Oh, what's happened to him? Gareth has dropped a few places as well.
Oh, he hit the wall again.
Oh, he's almost
hit the wall again.
He almost hit the wall and put himself on the race. Yellow flag to section 2, and that's whoa! What on earth was that? That was I think that's Caesar again.
No Frankie.
It is all falling apart for Caesar. It fell apart for Panagiotis, and now it's all falling apart for Caesar.
He's gonna have to give way for that car coming past with that. So
I think he's lost his front wing completely.
I'm surprised the nose is still there.
How the nose is still intact is beyond me, but like I say, he has lost his front wing completely. He's having to take it very gingerly through this section, and I don't blame him. Gareth is in the pits, Hussein is in the pits, and Caesar's going to need to follow suit. Indeed, he does.
Oh, this has gone horribly long for a few drivers. This is lap 5, kids. This is lap 5. How is this going to end?
It's been all manner of chaos. We've had two drivers already. We've had multiple front wing changes. I say pretty much every race we've had in this league has had at least one front wing change from the start.
The battle between 8th and 9th is not getting to an end. They're swapping places around the circuit as if we are swapping under touch. And they do touch with that corner. I hope that it is any damage. I'm going to swap over to this action. I'm going to put the cam on the Reynolds of Matt Dixon. Have a look on the inside, and they touch. Oh,
and sorry to cut in there. Matt Dixon I think he just put Devin into the wall.
This breaking point, it's just what I said moments ago. They're breaking in the slipstream of another car. That's not something you get overnight, guys. It's not something you get overnight. That is what happened there. I can't say that Matt Dixon would have done that on purpose. That's driver experience, driver error. Slipstream trail braking did not go well.
Gotta have nerves of steel to be able to pull that off safely, and it's safe to say Matt Dixon being very bold. Panagiotis, meanwhile, up into 9th. He's right on the tail of this battle. Right on the tail of this battle. Behind John Taylor.
I would really
wait.
If I was Panagiotis,
oh, and John Taylor's going to cut in there. John Taylor goes for the move. Matt Dixon not having any of it.
Oh, there we go again.
Oh my God! Oh my! What happened there? Oh my! What on earth happened now? proper entrance and stuff. What happened there? I think someone took some front wing damage, but who it was? It's Matt Dixon. Matt Dixon has front wing damage. 3 abreast. It's a turn 2, and he's also.
What? What is going on? Kenzie, what is happening here? Matt
I don't know.
It's a tornado on this track.
I think what happened there, 3 abreast headed to turn 2. I think it was Panagiotis that made contact with Dixon. Dixon in the wall, Panagiotis following suit. Oh my goodness me. Got Jimmy right behind him as well as a result.
I just couldn't get the words earlier out to say that Panagiotis would have to wait his turn for the main straight to use the Ferrari power to pass.
And
he's out.
Panagiotis is out of the race! He's pulling the wall! Panagiotis, the pole sitter, is out of the race! Both Ferraris are out of the race! What a game changer that's going to be for the Constructors' Championship!
I've seen it all. I now can say purely as a race, I've seen it all. What has Baku delivered now? My word. But I just have to say this, and all out respect to all the drivers here, but I think Panagiotis compromised himself by not having the composure to wait his chance for the overtake. He pushed for the overtake, compromised Matt Dixon's Renault, and that made him ultimately make the error that he has now, putting him out of the race.
Yeah, and just to recap, those that have actually retired from the race, Michael Bucco retired after putting it into the wall. Jarbe Liu, a few laps later, he put it into the wall. Panagiotis, he put it into the wall and ended up out of the race as well. Both Ferraris are out of the race. And I said it after that happened, this is going to be a game changer when it comes to the Constructors' Championship.
Well, I don't know if it's what he's like this.
Hang on, what's happened here? Oh no, what's happened here? That's Kyle Keegan. He's put it in the wall. Kyle Keegan had a great qualifying performance. He was 4th, and now he's out of the race now.
What is happening?
What's this meant to be? Formula 1 or the Grand National?
Well, the Grand National, I think, is a little bit understated to where we are today, because coming to Baku, the Grand National would look like a go-kart race. This is ridiculous. It begs the question, has there been practice from these drivers, or is it purely the pressure they're putting themselves into? Because getting qualifying results they got it good. Is the race pressure on? Is it a lack of practice? Is it what is going on here? I'm trying to sum it up, and I'm trying to sum it up in the sense that we don't criticize any driver or any mistake from any of them. I'm trying to sum up what is happening on this circuit, on this race.
It's just the one division that we've got for the main league. We have reserve drivers that can fill the vacant slots for the regular in case some of the regular drivers can't make it through a race. And in this case, we had Jarbe Liu filling in for Gary because Gary couldn't make it this weekend. But I've just seen Steven come into the pits. He had some front wing damage, so he is now 4th, currently behind Anthony Waddington. But you've got Kieran in the Red Bull behind him. Yellow flags in sector 1. Lee's out of the race. We've just lost another driver. What's going on? It was at turn 3.
I just could not get fast enough to that to that accident. I'm on board with Waddington. That's on the gearbox of British Iowa. But what happened with Neymar in the Toro Rosso? What happened with him?
He what I just saw from the camera shot of Caesar going past it, he misjudged his braking point and just went straight into the wall on the exit of turn 3.
Oh,
and now we've got yellow flash in sector 3. Goodness me, there's yellow. Where's that Toy Story?
Well, while the battle is happening from third and second, we've got a Mercedes already going to lap the battle. The Mercedes is lapping the battle between fourth and third. And as I say that, Waddington overtook British Iowa in the Williams. He's made the move and made it stick in corner 1.
He didn't actually lap him. It wasn't actually. Stephen didn't actually do any lapping. He managed to get second place back.
Oh! What I missed?
Well, what happened was Stephen went into the pits a couple of laps ago and ended up having to change his front wing as a result. And now he's half a minute behind Callum. Callum's got the pit stop in vain. We've got yellow flags in sector 2. That's Matt Dixon! That's Matt Dixon! He's put it in the wall! Are you kidding me? But crucially, he's still in the race! Misjudged the braking point, and he's lost pretty much the entirety of the right side of his front wing. That is going to be another front wing change.
Evil Knievel / Matt Dixon, if I may have the honor to do that. But wow!
I'm sure he will appreciate that.
With all due
I'm
respect.
sure he will appreciate that.
Telford just getting the bad end again of that incident. He was a long way behind him. Just coming into that accident.
He's lucky
He's
to
got
have
big
avoided
damage.
it.
He does have
And Matt Dixon gets a 5 seconds. Matt Dixon,
Yep.
a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Yeah, well, you
Dave
have
Gregor in the pits as well now, as you say now. My goodness me.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
Hussein is out of the race now. We're down to 14.
Consistency won me a lot of races, and I wasn't fast. I was slow, and I wasn't in control.
Hang on, that's Jimmy out of the race. We're now down to 13. At this point, the viewers are going to be predicting. Okay, who's going to be next to? Who's going to be next to retire? That's a very. While that's happening, Callum making his final stop of the day. It was a very quick lap time, very quick pit stop.
I will not believe it if they haven't put the Callum on lap. How many laps did he do on these cars? 21?
Nice to get 21 laps out of those tyres. He's got 10 laps left on these tyres. He's 7 seconds behind Stephen. It's doable. We're going to be in for a sprint finish here.
Just want to mention here on the telemetry of Callum's car right now, he is saving ERS a lot. He's on low mode on the ERS, so he will be saving ERS, which means he will be saving those rear tires as well. The softs, in essence, with this telemetry that I just explained, that will still give him an edge on lap time with 10 laps on the mediums, which Stephen is running. So he will be catching.
Indeed, Callum's just turned the ERS up to level 3. And oh, hang on a minute, hang on a
Disconnected.
second. As I say that, Callum's got technical issues. That's the sort of thing you can really do it down right now.
What?
Oh my goodness me.
You're going to see hammers and fists and every single thing that Callum can get now flying through that Xbox. You would just want to get that thing online again.
It's gonna be like those signature shots of Total Wolf just banging the desk in frustration.
I'm picturing Total Wolf now with that signature on the table. What happened now? I can't see them do anything below 60 or 70% already. Even more.
And Waddington's right on the back of Callum. Waddington is right on the back of Callum. There's nothing Callum can do.
Nothing you can do. The AI will do a little bit of a fight. But that's as much as you're going to see from a fight.
There you go. Waddington up into second place. Kieran's going to have DRS.
Oh no, this is...
Callum's
And the
still
AI
gonna
is
have a
still
fight for
coming.
second place.
AI is putting up a little bit
But
of a
is
fight
it
here
too
for
little,
Callum's
too
spot.
late? And oh, what's happened to Kieran?
What has he done?
Kieran just what? My goodness me! I think he just went off Daniel. I think he just went off Daniel Kabir and just went for a torpedo.
What was that?
I think he lost part of his front wing as a result.
He's lost his mind. Kingsley, that's what he's done. Again he threw the wall. He lost his mind.
He went for the torpedo. He's lost his front wing completely. Willem in the pits.
Is there still a chassis left in that car? How's it possible driving?
There is. But what this does mean is that
Callum is on the podium. Callum will be on the podium.
my goodness me.
He just had a new fast lap. I just want to see who's that, and that will be Stephen with the
That was Stephen that just
142.5.
got a new fastest lap. It was Stephen with a new fastest lap. Goodness me.
Kenzie. Sorry for the laughter, but I can't believe what I saw from Kieran just now. Well, in respect, he had one chance and it was there and then. And I think he took it a bit prematurely, to be honest. But what was that?
Like I said, he did a Daniel Kabir and just torpedoed it down to the first corner. Yellow flag
Flag 6-2. Oh, and that would be Caesar. Again.
Oh my goodness me. We're on the penultimate lap. Is Kieran going to come into the pits? No, he's not. Kieran's not coming into the pits.
I wouldn't either. I would not either.
Well, look at it this way. He's got a 40-second gap. He's got a 40-second gap. He is not going to get that up without a fight.
And Caesar's got also a 20-second advantage on Matt Dixon in Renault, so I suspect he will also skip the pits, just going to the end of the race with a broken wing.
He's actually got a 30-second gap, but it is starting to tumble.
Yo, it's tumbling quick. 26 seconds now.
Gregor back in the pits. Gregor back in the pits instead.
Doesn't make any difference to his racing position.
No, still dead last, but he's gonna get. But unless Gareth or Devon can improve on their lap time, they may steal that bonus point away from Gregor. But I'm with Stephen right now. It's a win he didn't really expect to get, but
got it
He's got it. It's a win he didn't expect. He was hoping he was going to have he would have no doubt been hoping he was going to have a great battle with Callum for that race win, but the technical gremlins said otherwise.
I just want to point out that Willem Brits also pitted for softs, and I suspect he will be going for a fast lap here as well. Looking at his telemetry now, he's on overtake mode, approaching the
Nevertheless, here comes Stephen Harrison. He's coming through now. He's finished in the top 2 in the first 3 races of the season. He's going to make it 4, and it's his 2nd win of the season, and he will take a comfortable lead in the championship. Stephen Harrison crosses the line to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
And second to that supposedly would be Wellington, just to keep it together in the last final corners.
Anthony Waddington there. Caesar's just crossed the line in 8th, being a lap down. And Gregor's crossed the line now. Will Gareth or Devon improve on their lap time, potentially taking the fastest lap away from... Wait, hang on, what's going on?
What's Wellington? What's happening with him?
Oh, right.
What? Respect.
Anthony
Right
Waddington.
there and then. Respect. But he got a 20-second penalty. Callum got a 20-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flags. The AI ignored the yellow flag for the slow Reynolds on track. But again, let's not miss this. But Waddington did that to keep the position back.
That's not going to change. That's not going to change his position. Callum has 2nd place. Anthony Waddington slowed down to let Callum take 2nd place. Doesn't improve on his time. Waddington isn't going to improve on his time. He stays 4th for the moment.
What is Stephen's lap looking like?
Looking okay at the moment. He's got a bit of traffic ahead of him. Callum Britton a 1:19.2. He goes 3rd at the moment. Stephen looking very good out of the final sector. Coming around the final corner. What's Stephen going to pull out of the bag? 1:18.516. Provisional pole for Stephen at the moment.
Wow. That is a blinding lap there by Stephen.
And Kieran improved on 1:18.7. He goes 2nd. But Gary is not. Gary's 3.5 seconds down. He's not going to improve on his time. So Stephen Harrison gets his first pole position of the season. Here we go. This is it. 5 lights, and when they go out, it will be race time in Barcelona. A great start there from the Ferraris. Stephen off to a good start as well. Waddington's had a good start as well. Oh, we've already had a crash. There's one of the Ferraris and Red Bulls. Oh my, Waddington's all falling apart already. Gary, Braden, and Dean. They've had a horrible start, but Stephen managed to keep his nose clean. Waddington up into 2nd as we head to turn 3, and that's one of the Toros off, and I think that's one of the Red Bulls as well. It's Luke.
Oh.
Luke and the McLaren's out of the race.
McLaren as well.
Luke and the McLaren is out of the race already. Gregor with collision with Jarbe Lou.
Oh, and there's the winner at the point racing as well.
Oh my goodness me, it's all drama already. And Willem not being able to make any progress at the moment, but we'll wait and see what happens. We've got the Caesar and the Racing Point. He's up into par from him.
Jarbe Lou on the point of making a move on Lee for 15th.
That won't really matter too much, but if he can play his cards right, and what? Kieran spun it! Kieran spun it! He's lost a couple of places! Oh my goodness me!
Callum has retired, man.
Wow, what happened there? What happened there?
Well, it looks as if he was on lap 1 of those hard tyres. maybe coming out too hot of the pits and going out in cold tires.
Very interesting to see what happened there. And it was actually on the run down to turns 10 and 11.
That I'm sure gives him a bit of a load off, and he can now concentrate on the next half of the season and bring that challenge back to Hamilton.
Yeah, well, you say that, Ivan, but the moment they opened the discussion if they're going to keep him or not. Oh, Lee just retired.
Lee's out of the race, and then it's on the main straight. Dean's lucky to have avoided any damage there. He is
Kieran just missing that car.
Very lucky to have missed. Very lucky to have not sustained any damage from that. But I'm just reading into the regulations regarding next season, and a couple of interesting points. One of them being drivers who participate in free practice sessions will be eligible for additional FIA Super License points. Any driver who completes a minimum of 100 kilometers during a free practice session will receive an additional Super License point on the condition that they do not commit a driving infraction. Drivers may only accrue 10 Super License points per year from free practice sessions, which will make it easier for the Formula 2 drivers to potentially get a spot in Formula 1 the following season, and teams will be granted an additional quota of some power unit components to compensate for the increased demands of contesting 22 races.
Yeah, that's something that
brilliant.
Christian Horner actually spoke about today on the paddock. He said FIA, because now there's grid penalties for tomorrow's race, like we just mentioned about Alex Albon, you know, as a driver being penalised instead of the constructor being penalised. And that's something that Christian Horner said. You know, they must allow them more engines for a more competitive racing.
Yes,
so it just makes sense for them bringing that in.
I mean, yes, those F1 motors are a hell of a lot more reliable, but you know, it's going to be a 20 lap season or 20 race season, or 22 races.
And we've got Gary right on the back of Michael Booker. Meanwhile, this could be a very interesting battle.
He's going to take him on the main straight.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, Michael Booker has got a lot of ERS left, and he looks like he saved it for the main straights. Gary is in overtake mode. I won't be surprised if the engine has also been turned up.
Well, there's the DRS,
and Gary does.
There's the DRS.
And
Oh,
they make contact again.
They almost touch.
They did.
And Gary takes 6th place.
He makes it 6th. That was close.
It's about to find out. Wilhelm trying to get past John Taylor. And Wilhelm does get past.
He did it.
Jamie it's Jamie. Only Jamie manages to get past Devon. Devon is right in the middle of this battle.
This is definitely a spice up between the guys. This is definitely a battle for 9th and 10th for those final 3 temperature points on the line.
Well, it does seem like John is struggling a bit here to keep his line. Ooh, oh, missing the line, costing him time there.
Is he going to still be within DRS range? Just. Not going to be close enough to make an overtake on this occasion.
DRS is wide open. He'll be keeping his line.
I wouldn't blame him.
Moment.
Very good on the braking though.
Yeah. You can see he's struggling for grip now with those tyres. I think they're a bit overheated now, being behind Caesar. See the car moving around on the track.
once again, like you mentioned, Willem, he's now in the dirty area. It's not the best place you want to be coming around the technical side of this track.
No, it does tend to move your car the way you don't want it to move.
There's 5 laps to go. And Kieran can't get that lap time down. He can't get the gap down. The gap's hovering around the...
Come on!
He's hovering around the 14-second mark. Kieran can't make any progress.
We'll stick with a battle here with Gary and Caesar.
This is it now. This is it now. It's
He got a much better drive out of the last corner. He goes for the move, and he makes it stick. Gary's now up into 4th.
Well done.
Fantastic from Gary Bradden.
Against Caesar. It's just a good overtime. Wow.
Absolutely brilliant. Now it looks like he's going to start pulling away, but they've done a similar amount of laps on their respective tyres. They're both on mediums. Gary's tyres are 2 laps older, but he's got so much more pace.
I've got my 2 drivers, and I'm going for Gary or Willem Britt. Willem Britt starting almost right at the back of the grid in a Williams, able to make points. 10th place at the moment. Gary Bradden getting the worst of the race start. Drove an essential great race to get up to 4th place again. So it's between those 2 for me, really.
My driver of the day, if I had to choose one, I would probably say Gary as well. Despite a spectacular incident at the start, he's done very well to get back up into 4th place. So yeah, I would definitely say for me, Gary, driver of the day. And I made
so that's 2 for Gary.
I made a small mistake regarding how many wins Stephen has. He won in Bahrain. He won in Baku 7 days ago. This will be his 3rd win of the season, and he'll further increase his lead in the championship.
What does the viewers think about driver of the day? Do we have anything there on the chat, or?
Well, I have put the question out. I have put the question out there. It is very, very quiet on the chat. But this is the multi-view chat, so I'm not sure if you're getting anything on your side, Kenzie.
Nothing as of yet, but I'm sure they'll have their own opinions regardless. But Stephen Harrison is going to be taking it very easily now.
I've been disconnected, gentlemen.
Unfortunate. But nevertheless, Stephen Harrison coming around the final sequence of corners. It's his 3rd win of the season. He's going to edge another step closer to a potential championship in the bag. Stephen Harrison wins the Spanish Grand Prix. Kieran coming around the final corner now. A great drive from him. 2nd place. A great drive all round. Is Gary going to be able to get that slot on the podium? It doesn't look like it's going to happen. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. The gap's 4 seconds. It's highly unlikely at this point. Kieran does have the fastest lap, so he'll get that fastest lap point. And Gary's not going to be able to catch Waddington. So Waddington about to cross the line to take 3rd place. There it is. Waddington completes the podium. Gary through in 4th. And it is Gregor that is going to get the fastest lap outside the top 10.